Hello, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Wellness Wednesday, conversations to raise vibrations. And, these just when I jump on and in the studio and see Elvira's face, that raises my vibrations. So if you're joining us,
Same.
I'm so, I'm so excited. Just put in the comments below, who you are, where you're calling in from. And if you are watching this later, just hit hashtag replay. And of course, if you're watching on our beautiful YouTube channel, we're so grateful. And we would be even more grateful if you would like, share, and subscribe to our channel. So amazing. So my name is Lisa Kelly, and of course, I'm always joined by the beautiful Elvira Hopper. Hello.
Hello, beautiful.
And honestly, these conversations, we say it every week, but I love them. They're so much fun. And it's even more fun when you engage in the chats, right? Because, if you have any questions or anything, please stick it in the chat so that we can address anything. We can talk about it together. And as always, we strive to serve all of you. And, we say this every week, but these conversations, they serve me. I don't know. I can't speak for Elvira. I'll let her speak for herself. But
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they serve her as well. So.
But more importantly, we want to serve you. We want to show you that wherever you are, you can emerge from any darkness, anything that you're struggling with. We hope that these conversations bring some light to your life, and they certainly do to our lives as well. So yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. So with that, that's the perfect segue into today. I'm going to read a little quote that Elvira and I were just talking about in the studio from Wayne Dyer. Of course, I love Wayne Dyer. If you
God rest his soul. Yes.
If you find yourself believing that you must always be the way you've always been, you are arguing against growth. Yeah. And I sat with that this morning and I thought, oh, that's a good one for today because, we're always talking about doing the inner work. We're always talking about growing and doing our stuff. And, you had just said in the studio, we're not trees, right? If we're not growing, we're dying. And
we are trees. We are like trees. If we're not growing, we're dying. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's okay. But you know what? There's another version of that too. It's like you're not a tree. You can move, right? So so it's like it's a weird little thing with the trees, right? One is if you're not growing, you're dying. The other one is you're not a tree. So I don't know. Anyway, we can play with both of those, but yeah.
But you know what? The whole point of it is that we're here to do our growth. We're here to do our inner work. And if we're not growing, we are dying. And that's at the end of the day, that's the way it goes. And, we were just talking about sitting with that uncomfortable feeling, that uncomfortable shit sitting in the muck. And, it's just, if we're not doing that, I don't personally know any other way to grow other than just sitting with your stuff and moving. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Elvira?
Yeah, well, I feel like, yes, like doing the inner work, being on a personal growth journey, it's a lifelong thing. And, there's going to be moments that are really, really scary, like dark nights of the soul, been there many times. Yeah. And then there's moments that are just like, well, at least in our, the Love Your Vibe transformation is a system that allows us to do this inner growth together. So it's a little bit easier when you're in community, I've found, like this is what our clients say. And, it's not quite as scary, right? But it's a personal journey, and you just have to trust that whatever you're experiencing is something that you're meant to go through so that you can become the next version of yourself. And, sometimes that's in community, sometimes that's alone. But just, choosing to be on that path, just saying, yes, I'm dedicated to this path for the rest of my life. I know I will be. I know you will be as well. And we invite everyone to choose a personal growth journey. However you do it, we're just two people who help people with their journeys, but there's so many people out there. And we just invite you to find that person or those people, that system that can support you, because there's a lot out there. And again, when I hit rock bottom, none of the work I did worked anymore. Like Tony
Right.
Robbins, God bless him, didn't work. Landmark education didn't work. My Catholicism didn't work. And the only thing that worked was what came through me. And so I'm the mouthpiece for it for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I love it. I love it. I love
yeah.
it. But, so many of us fight that change. So, like,
Hmm.
when you think about this quote, right? If you find yourself believing that you must always be the way you've always been, and so many, when I was a teacher, so many people like they don't want change. When I left, it
Yeah.
was like this huge, oh my God, you're leaving.
Yeah.
Nobody wants change.
Yeah.
As human beings, we tend to fight against it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We fight against growing, changing. There are some that like change, but majority of people I find that when I
Yeah.
speak to don't love change, and then
No.
we're fighting against change, right? Well,
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
like Wayne Dyer says, we're arguing against growth when we do that,
Yeah.
right? And the
Yeah.
only place to grow and change is when we're in that space of uncomfortableness, right?
Right.
And just
Right.
sitting with that uncomfortableness, whatever it looks like for you, and just sitting with that and being at peace
Yeah.
with that uncomfortable. Maybe it's okay to be at
Yeah.
peace being uncomfortable. Maybe that's
Yeah.
maybe that's where you need to be in that moment in order to
Yeah.
grow and change. It's all about baby steps, right? I
Yep.
never tell clients and say, "Okay, you're gonna do this, 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 and this." That's way too much over the top. It's
Yeah.
all about baby steps. And if
Yeah.
all you can manage and muster in that day of feeling that uncomfortableness, of feeling that pain, if all you can muster is to sit and breathe,
Yeah.
then just sit and breathe. Yesterday, I was on, our Servitude Tuesdays I do every Tuesday,
Yeah.
and I encourage everyone to go back and watch this video. It's in the guide section now, and I know you've been in contact with her, and you're gonna be seeing her Saturday, Sandra Owen.
I love her. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was such a great conversation. Tori Joe joined us, and we were going back and
Yeah.
forth, and it was just such a great conversation because, oftentimes I have a lot of life coaches on, I have not nutrition coaches. Well, her work, and
It's so cool.
it is so cool. I was
Yeah. Yeah.
really intrigued and inspired listening to her,
Yeah.
the crafts that she uses with
Yeah. Yeah.
people to move them through their emotions. And I was
Yeah.
like, wow. And because her passion was crafts, that's what
Yeah.
she loved as a little girl. And
Yeah. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
perfect is that? And then she talked about coloring. And so, do you know what I did last night? I went and pulled the coloring book from my daughter's room, and I sat and colored last night. I put on
Oh,
calm music, just sitting in a meditation state and just colored. And I did
nice.
it for about an hour and a half, and that's where I needed to be last night. And it
Yeah.
was so beautiful.
How did you
So,
feel afterwards?
oh my gosh, so relaxed and calm and just reconnected. I think
Yeah.
all day I felt very connected, but just again, even more connected, if that's
Yeah.
possible, my
Yeah.
higher self and just with the truth of I am. And
Yeah.
it was what I needed yesterday, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I needed to move through another stage of my growth, right? Really.
Right. Right.
Janet's joining us. So hello.
Oh, hello, Janet. We love you.
Joined us. I don't know if you caught that. We were talking about the video yesterday with Sandra, and
Mm.
colored yesterday last night. So anyway, Tori Joe said coloring it is yesterday. So um, colored. It was such a great thing. It was really, really good.
Oh,
But the point of that is whatever you need to do in that moment to feel
yeah.
at peace, I mean, because we're always striving for peace, right? Peace and happiness is our natural state. That's what we
Hmm.
need to feel. So whatever
Hmm.
you need to do to get back to that state,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Love it.
not our higher self that has left us. We've left our higher self. We've just stepped out of it.
Yeah.
So just
Yes, exactly.
and how do you get back into it? Whatever works for you. Coloring
Yeah.
was great for me yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, coloring.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
we talk about that with the Love Your Vibe transformation. Everyone creates their own blueprint of how
Yeah.
they get into their high vibration zone, their
Yeah.
miracle magnet zone, as we call it. And
Yes.
coloring is one of those things. Absolutely. Because when you're being creative, when
Yeah.
your mind is emptying because you're focused on something, that's a meditative state. So meditation, creating. These are ways that we stay in our high vibration zone and we manifest better things to us, right? So even though you're going through a lot of crap, when you consciously choose to do something that puts you in that high vibration zone, then you manifest miracles. Miracles are basically your heart's desires, right? Feeling good, having that person call out of the blue, hey, I want you on my album, or hey, I want to give you this job, or hey, like this is what happens when we live in that state. We are a magnet for miracles. And I love it. I love it.
That. I love that. And how you talk about the blueprint. I like that. That's the perfect way to say it, because everybody has a different blueprint that gets them to that high vibrational state, that gets them to their miracle magnet state. So it really is about what you do, what suits you. Scrolling social media and binge watching Netflix doesn't count. FYI.
That's a bit unconscious, right? That's a little bit like, just numbing out. Yeah, we recommend that, sometimes you do have to numb out, right? But you got to balance it. You can't stay numbed out, because when you stay numbed out, you're in a low vibration zone. And what we call you in our system is we call you a crap magnet. If you're stuck in numbing out phase, like a lot of people did over COVID, and this is why this work is so important, especially now, because COVID has really hurt a lot of people's mental health, and they just have gotten into this like stuck numbing out, like too much drinking, too much Netflix, too much food, because their whole life was thrown upside down. So when you consciously do the work where you do choose a higher vibration, it's quite miraculous. The people that have done this work with me over the last couple of years, they haven't struggled. They literally love their vibe. They've chosen consciously to be living up here, not down here. And seriously, my team and I, we've gotten through with so much grace and ease and joy, because we've also had each other. Like Janet, if I can just brag about her for a second, she moved to a whole new province and didn't know anybody. And, I hope she will agree, the community gave her so much, the teachings and tools that came through me that support, us with the foundation piece, like it supported her during one of the toughest times in her life. And COVID, changing, homes, going to a new province, like, so you've got to consciously do the work so that you don't, because she could have easily gone to a dark place for a while. Am I right, Janet? Please, comment below.
She said they saved my life.
Oh, love you, that's Janet, amazing. So much. Yeah.
That's so amazing. And you know what I was going to say is it's the numbing out is the unconscious piece, right?
Exactly.
Our unconscious mind is leading the way. We're living how we used to be, right?
Yeah.
Like that quote, we're living like we used to be, and we're just doing the same things over and over and over again, like Groundhog Day. However, you are being conscious and being intentional. You are intentional with what you're doing to bring yourself back into that state of
exactly
peace. Whether it's consciously creating, a craft, consciously creating coloring, consciously meditating. You are conscious. Now your conscious mind is running the show, which is what we really want to happen.
Yes.
Mind.
Yeah. So, I love how you say that, Lisa. You're such a great teacher. What you just said there, go back, rewind, and listen to that again. That is gold.
It's all downloaded.
I know it's all downloaded, but you're just so good at it. So own it. Own that you're great at this.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just the difference between the conscious and the unconscious mind, right? Mm-hmm. It's so many of us that get uncomfortable and don't want to grow and want to stay the same are living in our unconscious mind.
Yeah.
But we want to consciously create and consciously bring ourselves back into that state of peace.
Yeah, I love it.
That is our truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's our true essence. It's who we really are. We're all divine beings. We all are there. Some choose to believe it, some don't. Some don't do this work and don't believe it. Yeah. And I'm just geeking out on the conscious and unconscious because I just became a board certified hypnotist, hypnotherapist. Yeah. So I love the conscious and unconscious, and I'm geeking out on it these days. But
I know, and I have to. I do too all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's your thing.
I love it. And the only real change that can take place is when we're working and healing those wounds that do reside in the unconscious mind.
Yeah.
Like I said
so
before,
beautiful.
Huna energy, the unconscious mind is the killer.
Yeah.
When we
Yeah.
think about that, when we really think about that, I mean, when I did therapy years and years and years ago before I found any of this work, I was
Yeah.
open to get I
Same.
was open yeah,
Same.
I was open to
Yeah.
getting help then, and of
Yeah.
course, all I knew was you go to therapy, and I
Hmm.
remember this therapist talking to me about oh god, she was a beautiful woman. I remember her talking to me about the inner child and wanting
Hmm.
to heal the inner child, and I was young back then. I was in my early 20s maybe,
Oh, wow.
I was just like, "Inner child, what the heck is she talking about?" Like, I really had no idea, and
Yeah.
I would picture this little girl, I always pictured this little girl, but it never made sense to me
Yeah.
until I did the work I'm doing now, and I, got my Huna energy practitioner, my, timeline therapy, till I understood,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, the unconscious mind is the body, is the inner child, it's just another word, really,
Yeah.
is what
Yeah.
and it's that inner child that we wanna heal. It's like, a child comes to you and says, "I'm in pain." We
Yeah.
certainly don't kick them to the curb and turn our backs and ignore them, but we do
Yeah.
that with our own inner child. And then the wound
Hmm.
build up, build up, build up until, right,
Yeah.
an explosion happens. Um,
Yeah.
and we wanna do the work before it gets to that point,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Oh, I
And I
love
was
it. I love
sharing
it.
with you were gonna share a little
Oh,
bit about this. So, if you don't mind, I'm gonna share this. This client I'm working with right now,
sure.
and she's wanted to do this work for some time now. And we had a discovery call, great, and then she kind of went off, and then she just finally said, "That's it. I need to start now. I need to do this work. I know something's
Hmm.
not right. I need to do the work." And so within the first day of working with her, I could feel the energy shift in her. Clients don't always feel it on the first day. I could see it in her and I could feel it. And then the day two of working with her, she was just like,
Yeah.
wow, is all she could say.
Yeah.
And I
Amazing.
quite amazing work. And it's hard to
Yeah.
describe, timeline therapy or any of that sort of work. It's working
Hmm.
with the conscious mind to go back, reprogram, and then
Yeah.
take positive learnings moving forward on your timeline and
Yeah.
reevaluating all those experiences in light of your new choices today. So,
Yeah.
what it was just that was she we've only been with her twice. We've got quite a few sessions left, but it was just amazing to hear her and see her
Yeah.
on that,
Yeah.
that
Oh my
day.
God.
That's how
Well,
quickly it works. I mean, when you're
oh,
reprogramming a computer, you fix it. When you're
yeah.
reprogramming your brain, you fix it, and it happens quickly. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's so beautiful. And timeline therapy, I don't know how to do that because I haven't studied the NLP like you have. One day I'm going to learn how to do it too because I'm totally fascinated by it.
You know what,
My
Elvira?
husband,
Sorry not to interrupt you, but it's like, it's very hypnotic and it's very
yeah,
meditative.
I've had it. I've actually had it. And one day I want to learn how to do it. But I just
Yeah,
wanted to share my husband did it with the woman that taught me hypnotherapy. So
yeah.
he had a session with her and she said, Elvira, he looked 10 years younger at the end of the session. That's
Yes.
how one session. So
I know.
honestly, treat yourself to Lisa doing this because I'm sure you're just as good, if not better.
Yeah,
And it's just such a powerful thing. Like and so afterwards, I saw him, and he
yeah,
looked lighter. He just
yeah.
looked like he had released years of crap. Like
It it
I'd been,
really does. I know. I get
yeah,
excited because it really does work that quickly, and
yeah,
it's hard to, um, explain that to someone unless they've actually gone through it. I
yeah,
can tell you the details of what I do and what happens, but then when the client actually experiences, like your husband, it
yeah.
really does make a big difference. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna learn it one day, but I've got a few tools in my toolbox. I think I've got 11 different modalities, but this is one I don't have, and I can send people to you, Lisa. So
Yeah, please do. It's awesome. Um,
yeah, you got to treat yourself. And the Huna thing too. Oh my God, you did a Huna on me months and months ago, and it was such a treat. It was such a beautiful,
really,
extreme self care. We call it extreme self care in the Love Your Vibe transformation. It was such a beautiful session of extreme self care, and I felt my inner child just glowing afterwards.
oh,
So again,
thank
I
you.
recommend people to work with you on that as
I
well.
had I had a client the other day, call me. Her dad went palliative, and she asked,
Oh,
"Is there can you do something? Can you?" And so we had a conversation, and of course, she knew at that point. I mean, if we did an
yeah,
energy, he isn't
yeah,
healing. That wasn't going
no,
to be. purpose of that energy healing.
No, no.
But the purpose of it was just going to be like actually sitting with her and her sisters to calm their
Yeah,
energy field,
exactly.
also just to calm his energy field and help him cross over.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
which, yeah,
Oh, well, you know what's interesting? I have a couple of instruments here that I brought. I was going to maybe bring them out at the end, but
yeah,
they actually hire me at a hospice center to play these
nice.
instruments for
Yes,
people that are
yes,
grieving someone
yes,
dying, or grieving someone that's died,
yes,
or the actual person that's going, because it's not about healing, it's about bringing comfort and allowing people to, when people are relaxed, they can, they can heal. So the people that are
yes,
still going to stay around, but those that are exiting, they can be comforted so that they have a more peaceful exit, right? So
yes.
so there's so many beautiful ways of supporting people that way, and I love that I get to do it with Sacred Sound. It's amazing.
Yeah. And my stepdad, when he was crossing over, they brought in at hospice as well, they brought in a singing bowl and
Oh,
they used
yeah.
rose oil, and because rose oil is one of the highest oils.
Yes, vibrations, yeah.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Tori Jones
Oh,
said, last therapist I went to told me to be my own therapist because I was teaching her new things. I still drop into the darkness. I have learned to sit with it so I can crawl out quicker than before. It slowly
good.
gets better. Slowly. Yes, and that's the whole point. This
Yeah,
does not mean I don't go through my shit. I do
yeah,
a lot, but you
yeah.
come out of it quicker because of the
Yes,
tools we have. And
yes,
I know Tori
yes,
Jo has some phenomenal tools as well. And when
yeah,
she's ready, she's going to come on here, and she's
yeah.
going to do some work. Maybe we could do it on a Wednesday and have her on here.
Ooh, that would be fun. Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah,
I love Tori Jo. Tori Jo was actually part of our 5-day Miracle Mindset invitation and gave us the
yeah,
most beautiful, beautiful words around it. And so grateful to you, Tori Jo, because we've
yeah,
got some gorgeous souls that are joining us for the next 6 months to do this inner work. And, yeah, it's so important that people tell you how they perceive it, because yes, me talking about it is great, but
yes,
when other people say this was my experience of you and your work and all that, it's just, we're so grateful because we get to
yes.
serve more people. So thank you, Tori Jo, really,
Yeah,
really appreciate you.
that's beautiful. She just said, I know your Huna helped my mom and myself while she has been transferred to palliative care. So
Oh,
yeah, Tori Jo, you have to because I didn't know that piece.
oh
So
wow, our
we're
heart's with you, Tori Jo.
we're gonna do another blessing, I think. At
Oh, yeah,
healing.
I'll do a blessing at the end. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, I
Wow.
didn't know that piece. Um, okay, so and you were gonna share something about the client or a client.
Yeah, we were kind of sharing stories backstage. And yeah, one of my elite clients that I work one on one with, he's a bit of a big deal from the sports world in the US, and, struggling with a lot of grief, and
Yeah.
was holding that grief in for like about 24 years.
Oh boy.
And decided like he wants to do something about it. And I basically said, okay, I'm going to serve you in whatever way that you're meant to be served. And I honestly had no idea how I was going to do it, because I didn't really do this yet, right? But
Yeah,
here's the thing: when you're spirit guided, you don't
yeah,
have to worry about it, because spirit gives you all the ways to help.
yeah,
So he invested himself, invested in a 3-hour session with me, and well, at first he said, no, I can't do it, I can't afford it, and I knew he was just scared to do it. But
yeah,
I said, look, this is work that I know I'm being guided, that once you release this grief, it's going to help you to accomplish the things that you want to do. So he's got some big visions, this guy. He's
yeah,
in his mid 60s, and he
yeah,
knows that he's still here for more. And so, but this thing was blocking. And I said, look, we could continue on doing the outer game, but if you don't have the inner game right, you can't do the outer game. And,
right.
being in the sports world, he got that. So we
Yeah,
ended
yeah, yeah.
up doing this incredible, incredible session where I was just spirit guided the whole time. And he released 24 years of grief. It was
Wow.
the most incredible thing I've ever witnessed in my whole life. And
Amazing.
I connected to people that he's lost from the other side, and I
Oh,
actually
so nice.
channeled them.
So
And that
nice.
was that was the most incredible thing. And then afterwards, like, I took a picture of him before and after, totally different guy. And then a couple of weeks later, he said, I was talking to someone, this life coach that he knew, and he got on the phone with her. She didn't even see him. She was just on the phone with him. She goes, what have you done? And he's like, what? She goes, you've done something. And he's like, what do you mean? She goes, you're a different person. You don't sound the same. And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? And then he ended up doing work with this other man who said the same thing. You've done something. So clearly the work works, right? And this was just a 3-hour session. And I had no clue how I was going to do it, but I knew that Spirit was just going to guide me, and Spirit did. And it was amazing.
So amazing. Awesome. I love it.
It's such a privilege.
Yeah. You know what? I like that you said that. It is a privilege. I think it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do this and help somebody transform their life, because ultimately that's what they're doing. They're transforming they're transforming their unconscious mind, right? They're healing all those old wounds that have been sitting for so
many years.
You
the
know,
weight.
The weight. And the other piece to that, and I say to clients, oftentimes this stuff isn't even yours to heal. And there's one particular client who is working on, I'm obviously not going to go into too much, but who was working on something very specific. This wasn't even hers. There were so many people, like maternally, that were around her that were saying thank you to her, because it was their stuff that not feeling good enough.
I just got chills. Yeah,
it was so amazing. It was so amazing. And just to see that release and let go was amazing. Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So
the work works. The work works. But you know what? It took a lot of effort, and he nearly backed out. But I'm so glad he went ahead and he said, okay, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with you, because he trusted me. And I'm like, okay, well, I have no clue what's going to happen, but I have a feeling that because you're investing in you, you're going to get a result. And sure enough, he did. And now I guess I can add that to my roster, is helping people heal, years and years of grief, and, and be able to, there was another piece there that I was trying to remember what had happened. Oh yeah. He forgave himself. He connected to a deeper level of self-love during that 3-hour session.
That's huge.
Do you know what? Forgiving yourself is huge. And connecting to a new layer of self-love is huge. And that's what happened that day. It was just, honestly, I honestly, in 11 years as a coach, that was probably the most amazing thing that ever happened. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
When you have that. And Tori Jo said, I can't wait to experience that. And you will, Tori Jo, you will, because she's meant to do this work as well.
Yeah. Oh my God. She's a freaking doctor. I like reminding her of that. You're a freaking doctor.
Yeah. She is. She's amazing. And she's going to help. She has a big, I'm seeing it now, like a huge purpose.
Yes. I see a big retreat center, and I see her guiding, all these people to do her modalities. Like I just got chills. There you go, Tori Jo.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
He says, you ladies are divinely powerful. I am so thankful to witness your soul's purpose.
Thank you for seeing us. We see you. When you're truly seen, it is the most powerful thing. When people actually get you and they see you for who you are and all that you be, it is the most powerful thing. And that is what I love about the containers that we have going on, these small communities doing this inner work in the Love Your Vibe transformation, because everyone is seen, safe, celebrated, and supported, because we believe that's an incubator for healing and growth to greatness.
I love
it. It's just so beautiful. And our card is open till Friday night at midnight. So if anybody wants to join us, we still have have the ability to sign you on. They're getting full, to be honest, but we can take on a few more. And so Janet, if you're still here, if you want to pop the link, elvirahopper.com/bundle. That is the offer. You can check it out, see if it aligns with you. Thanks for letting me mention that.
Awesome. Perfect. All right, let's do a little blessing. I'm feeling
yes, let's do that.
I ask you for a little blessing, and perhaps we can dedicate
this.
Tori Jo.
I invite everyone to just close their eyes and take in these tones, and this is especially for Tori Joe's mama. Great Spirit divine, bless my beautiful sisters and brothers, allow them to shine their beautiful light in this world. Special blessings for Tori Joe's mama. May she have peace. May she have peace. May she have great peace.
Beautiful. I've got tears in my, yeah, I do too. So, yeah,
Tori
thank you.
Joe, our heart's with you. Please give your mother
Oh
our
my
love.
goodness. Oh my goodness. So beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so, so much.
thank you,
Thank you
Lisa.
to all of you that always support us and jump on here. The conversation, this would be pointless without you. So we are truly grateful and feel so blessed. Yeah, thank you so much. Tori Joe says, thank you once again. You bless us with comfort. Why am I crying? Okay, bawling like a baby. I know. And it's okay. That's a release. So it's okay.
And
Let's just go with
tears are
that.
good. Tears are
Yes,
good.
I agree.
Oh,
Thank you, everyone. And until next week, we will see you again. Love you.
love you. Bye.
3, 2,